go up these flights of steps to the first story. Right, thanks.
I'll tell you, if you walk to the other doors, just down the hall, and then you'll have another door. We're just going to go up through this first.
No, I haven't.
Attention, please. Welcome. Hi, I'm Jonathan Sauls, the Senior Production Associate at Sanders Theatre. We ask that you turn off all cell phones, pagers, other electronic devices. The use of cameras and recording equipment is prohibited. Please take a moment to identify the nearest exit. In addition to the 6 regular exits, there are 2 emergency exits at the back of the mezzanine and balcony levels. Before the ceremony starts, there are a few things I need to mention. First, paper airplanes. Paper airplanes are a tradition at the Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. However, new security regulations prohibit the flying of airplanes inside Sanders Theatre. However, we think we found a way to accommodate those regulations. As you know, the theme of tonight's ceremony is inertia. Sanders Theatre has been declared a high inertia zone. Accordingly, paper airplanes can be flown only en masse. If you have made or brought paper airplanes, please pass them sideways to the aisle where our paper airplane flight crew members will collect them. The flight crew will gather the paper airplanes and then fly them in formation at very special times during the ceremony. We are sorry for the inconvenience of this, but we are also excited by this bold new experiment in the history of paper airplane flight. Thank you for taking part.
Hi, y'all. Good job. I'm Lisa Danielson.
And I'm Will Stefanov. You may recall in the 2001 Ig Nobel Prize ceremony, a couple got married. We are that couple. Woo! Yeah!
Thank you. And so we've come back to relive the glory days. Yeehaw!
Good evening. My name is Kees Moeilijker. You may recall that in 2003, I won the Ig Nobel Prize for biology. maybe you remember why I won it. I reported and documented the first case of homosexual necrophilia in the mallard duck. This is the duck. And now, I'm married. Just a few days ago. And this is my wife. And this is our honeymoon. Dennis and I, Lisa and Will, are very curious what is going to happen during this year's Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. We are curious, and so are you. Thank you.
Ig Nobel, 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 Ig Nobel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 16th First Annual Ig Nobel Prize Ceremony. We begin with the entrance of the Nobel laureates, the Ig Nobel Prize winners, the 24/7 lecturers, and other ignitaries. There they are. Keep it coming, there's more. Here they are. I'm Karen Hopkin, creator of the Stud Muffins of Science calendar. Thank you. Thank you. And I welcome you to this year's Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. We're gathered here tonight in Sanders Theater at Harvard University. Momentarily, we will be joined by my team of expert translators. They are on their way now. We have a special treat for you this year. This year, the proceedings will be simultaneously translated into Dutch,
Vanavond wordt het hele programma vertaald in het Nederlands.
and simultaneously translated into Japanese.
日本語の同時通訳は簡単なものはない。
And simultaneously translated into Spanish.
La ceremonia de esta noche será simultáneamente en otros idiomas.
And simultaneously translated into Turkish.
Bu akşam Türkçe'ye de tercüme edilecektir. Bakalım nasıl olacak? Modernler susarsa daha kolay olacak.
And simultaneously translated into gibberish.
I know how hard it is for you to put food on your family.
And now the grand introduction of the delegations, led by the exalted Grand High Panjandrum of Delegations, Louise Sacco. As we introduce each delegation, it will make its presence known by standing up and twirling in place 3 times, counterclockwise. Please greet them all with the respect they deserve. Let's begin with the introductions. First, we have the Harvard Radcliffe Science Fiction Association, HRSFA. Demonstrating personal human inertia. Next, the Society of Physics Students, also a sponsor of the Ig Nobel Awards. And the American Academy of Neurology, led by Professor Tom Swift, who wants you to know that synapses are subject to inertia too. The Evolution Delegation, illustrating 6 links in the evolutionary inertial chain of organisms that gave rise to humans. The Knight Science Journalism Fellows at MIT, demonstrating that journalists at rest tend to stay at rest. And Boston Mensa, the organization for people who score in the abnormal range on certain psychological tests. With us this evening also the Museum of Bad Art, reminding you that bad art owes a lot to inertia. The Ad Hoc Inertia Discussion Group from iRobot Corporation, reminding us that robots with inertia, it's a beautiful thing. The Metzler Wood Miller 35 years older than Ig Delegation, or the MWM 35 plus. And finally, lawyers for and against inertia. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, literati, glitterati, pseudo-intellectuals, quasi-pseudo-intellectuals, and presidential science advisors, may I introduce our Master of Ceremonies, the editor of the Annals of Improbable Research, and Chief Airhead, Mark Abrams.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gathered here tonight to honor some remarkable individuals and groups. Every winner has done something that first makes people laugh and then makes them think. The Ig Nobel Prize ceremony is produced by the science humor magazine, the Annals of Improbable Research. It's proudly co-sponsored by the Harvard Radcliffe Science Fiction Association and by the Harvard Radcliffe Society of Physics Students and by the new book called The Man Who Tried to Clone Himself, published by Plume, ISBN 0452877723. Tonight, 10 prizes will be given. The achievements speak for themselves all too eloquently. And now let me introduce the several hundred people you see here on the stage. First, our Nobel laureates. a 1986 Nobel laureate in chemistry from Harvard University, Dudley Hirschbach. 2004 Nobel laureate in physics from MIT, Frank Wilczek. 1993 Nobel laureate in physiology or medicine from New England Biolabs, Rich Roberts. 2005 Nobel laureate in peace from Vienna, Austria, the International Atomic Energy Agency, represented tonight by its official spokesperson, Melissa Fleming. 2005 Nobel laureate in chemistry from MIT, Richard Schrock. 1976 Nobel laureate in chemistry from Harvard University, William Lipscomb. 1990 Nobel laureate in physics from MIT, Jerome Friedman. As usual, was prevented from joining us. He appears now via the magic of audio tape and slides.
I hope all of you are enjoying this occasion as much as I am.
Thank you, Professor Friedman. And a 2005 Nobel laureate in physics from Harvard University, a man who for 10 years swept paper airplanes from the stage here at the Ig Nobel Prize ceremony, Roy Glauber. Now, let's meet some of the other authority figures who are on the stage. Our major domo, Gary Dreyfus. Our minor domos, Genevieve Reynolds, Tom Ulrich, Julia Lunetta, James Mahoney, Pico Todd, Bales Brown, and Natasha Rosenberg. Our minor domos, Sylvia Rosenberg, Ellen Mahoney, and Julia Elisiva. Our lurking presences, Robin Abrams, Stanley Eigen, Isabel Rosenberg, and Rose Fox. Our performing chemists, Daniel Rosenberg and Joost Bonson. A few more introductions. Our human spotlights, glittery Jim Brett and Katrina Rosenberg. The human curtain rods, Maria Elisiva and Edmund Caldwell. The official keepers of the mop who will sweep detritus from the stage, Doug Berman, Stefano Ghirlanda, and Roy Glauber. Our command and control elements, the Ig Nobel referee, Mr. John Barrett. And for those worried about sex and violence, our V-chip monitor will attempt to block anything offensive from reaching your eyes, ears, or fingertips. Here is our V-chip monitor, noted New York attorney William J. Maloney. Mr. Maloney, will you please sound your displeasure? Thank you. As you know, we used to have a problem here at the Ig Nobel Prize ceremony. Many of the speakers would exceed their allotted time. However, here's how we now solve that problem. Please welcome the charming, delightful, ever so cute Miss Sweetie Poo. Miss Sweetie Poo is 8 years old. Miss Sweetie Poo, please demonstrate what you'll do when a speaker exceeds his or her allotted time. Miss Sweetie Poo?
Please stop. I'm bored. Please
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Sweetie Poo. Wonderful. Our pre-ceremony pianist and choreographer, Mike Hawley. Mike, wherever you are. And Verena Wheelock. Our house musicians, the group The Ig Leaves, consisting of Nick Karstoyu. Nick. The Ig Nobel operatic pianist, Scott Nicholas. Our slide jockeys in the back, Betsy Devine and Keith Clark. There are some other important people. You will meet them a little bit later. We're being telecast live on the internet, thanks to generous support from the Harvard Extension School. And thanks also to the people at Real Networks and to the people at Apple Computer. The ceremony will be broadcast later on National Public Radio's Talk of the Nation Science Friday with Ira Flato. That's on the day after Thanksgiving. Now, it's my honor to introduce our presiding monarchs. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the King and Queen. Their Majesties, the King and Queen of Swedish Meatballs. Thank you. Sit down, sit down. And now, Professor Helen Haste will give the traditional Ig Nobel welcome, welcome speech. Just a second. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Now, we're honored to have with us a couple of other Ig Nobel winners from previous years. You have already met Kees Moeilijker. Here is a member of the team who won the 2003 Ig Nobel Interdisciplinary Research Prize for their study, Chickens Prefer Beautiful Humans. Please welcome from the University of Bologna, Italy, Professor Stefano Ghirlanda.
Thank you. It was exactly like that. Thank you. Inertia, the theme of this year, is a very important topic, important for our lives. But how is inertia being taught in US schools? Evidence leaked from the Chicago Board of Education is alarming. Inertia demonstration. Inertia demonstration. Materials. 2 dolls, Barbie and Ken. 2 cards. Strategy. Place 1 doll in each cart. Secure 1 doll with a rubber band. Push the carts into a wall. Ask the students what happened. Talk about seat belts. I have no further comments. Thank you.
The 1996 Ig Nobel Art Prize was awarded to the creator of the plastic pink flamingo. Please welcome back Don Featherstone and his wife Nancy Featherstone and their little dog.
Well, in keeping with the theme tonight of inertia, inertia is what led the flamingo to the success. Few people started, few more got them. Everybody had to have them. The more they put out, the more they wanted. We wound up selling 500,000, 1 million a year, and it's built up to its 50th birthday. So remember that golden flamingo on your lawn.
Now, just before we begin announcing this year's Ig Nobel Prize winners, here is a musical treat. The world premiere of a new mini-opera called Inertia Makes the World Go Round. There are 4 acts, 1 now, 3 later. The opera stars Margot Button, Gina Beck, Pierre Fontaine, and pianist Scott Nicholas. Now, here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, Mark. Tonight's opera is about a boy and his ego and his inertia. Well, this little boy thinks he's the most popular boy ever. Here in Act 1, he just moved into town. Right next door live 2 sisters. The boy expects the 2 sisters to come over and play with him, but that may not happen. You see, one sister never leaves the house, and the other is always running around. Let me clarify that. One sister is at rest and tends to stay at rest. The other sister's in motion and tends to stay in motion. Now let's meet this little boy and his little dog. The boy explains how he's going to get the 2 sisters to come admire him. Inevitably, the boy comes to realize, as he always does, how very wonderful he is. Let's listen.
Girls at rest, they tend to stay at rest, and girls who move, they stay in motion. It's legendary, girls do not vary, not until they menstruate, then all bets are off. Those 2 girls, one stays indoors, you know, one's too much on the go, one dot, one dynamo. How can I get them? How can I get them? Get them to come visit me, to come bask in my glow. I must use momentum, that's the key, momentum. I have got momentum on my side. I don't know what kind of stuff it is. Did they mention it one day in school? Momentum. Momentum, momentum, momentum. I am a leader, people follow me naturally, naturally. People want to know about me, what I eat when I pee. It takes just one good look for you to see that people follow me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it over with. It's time for the awarding of the 2006 Ig Nobel Prizes. We're giving out 10 prizes. The winners come from many nations. This year's winners have truly earned their prizes. Karen?
Yes?
Karen, please tell them what they've won.
This year's winners will each receive an Ig Nobel Prize.
What else?
Oh, a piece of paper saying they've won an Ig Nobel Prize. And it's signed by several Nobel laureates.
Is that all?
I don't know. I think so.
Thank you very much, Karen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the coveted Ig Nobel Prize. These are hand-designed and hand-manufactured by Eric Workman. Eric, could you take a bow? Thank you. And now, our winners. First, the Ornithology Prize. The Ig Nobel Ornithology Prize is awarded to Ivan Schwab of the University of California, Davis, and the late Philip May of the University of California, Los Angeles, for exploring and explaining why woodpeckers don't get headaches.
Thank you, Mark. During the breeding season, the male pileated woodpecker will overcome the inertia of a stationary position to drum on the trunk of a tree up to 12,000 times a day for the purposes of territory delineation, feeding, and courtship. That's done with the force equivalent to you running into a brick wall at 15 miles an hour, 12,000 times a day, face first. Woodpeckers can do this because of a series of marvelous adaptations which permit them to do this without the risk of retinal detachment, spontaneous enucleation or eyes popping out of their head, concussions, and especially headaches. Otherwise, the male pileated woodpecker, after a successful day of courtship, might have to come home to his newfound darling and say, "Not tonight, honey, I've got a headache." I'd like to thank the organizer of this event, without whom none of this foolishness would have been necessary.
The Nutrition Prize. The Ig Nobel Nutrition Prize is awarded to Wazmia Al-Houthi of Kuwait University and Fatin Al-Musalam of the Kuwait Environment Public Authority for showing that dung beetles are finicky eaters.
Thank you. Thank you. The dung beetles, it's a finky eaters, although the kind of food is rubbish, but it will bury it on the soil, on the sand, then it will enrich the soil with minerals and with the nutrients, so it is a good biological fertilizer. Besides, it will clean the environment and it will protect it from the harmful insects. Okay, and what else? You know, it was sacred by ancient Egyptian, and because it is remind them it's like the life after death, sending after death. That's why it's sacred by the ancient Egyptian. They appreciated by the ancient Egyptian. That's it. And thank you.
In honor of this year's theme, which is inertia, we now present the Great Inertia Debates. Each debate will be between two individuals. Each individual has been assigned a topic which he or she will argue, and we've just been wondering whether we remembered to inform the debaters that they will be debating. The first debate will be between Nobel laureate Frank Wilczek and Nobel laureate Rich Roberts. The topic is The first debate will be between Nobel laureate Frank Wilczek and Melissa Fleming, official spokesperson for the International Atomic Energy Agency. The topic will be fast versus slow. I will begin and end the debate by gesturing and making some sort of noise. Are you prepared? On your mark, get set, go.
Fast, 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 fast,
Fast. Fast, 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 fast. Fast.
Thank you.
Fast.
The second and final great inertia debate will be between Nobel laureate Rich Roberts and Nobel laureate and sweeper Roy Glauber. The topic of the debate will be yes versus no. Debaters, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Not are you already in the midst of it, are you ready? Thank you. On your marks, get set.
Yes, yes.
No, no, are you?
Yes.
Maybe,
yes.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Now, please give your attention to Nobel laureate Rich Roberts.
Now, I ask you for a moment of silence.
The Peace Prize. The Ig Nobel Peace Prize this year is awarded to Howard Stapleton of Merthyr Tydfil, Wales, for inventing an electromechanical teenager repellent, a device that makes annoying noise designed to be audible to teenagers but not to adults, and for later using that same technology to make telephone ringtones that are audible to teenagers but not to their teachers. The winner had planned to be with us here tonight. Thank you. The winner had planned to be with us here tonight, but a family medical matter intervened. Our best wishes go out to them. This morning, Mr. Stapleton emailed us the text of his acceptance speech. Here to read that acceptance speech is our major domo, Gary Dreyfus.
Regrettably, due to family medical problems of a serious nature, I am unable to attend this wonderful ceremony tonight to accept my award in person. I am very proud to receive this award for the mosquito deterrent system, trademark, and it means a great deal that such a highly respected group of people, such as yourselves, would recognize this achievement. As with many innovative products, the mosquito, trademark, was created in a back shed to solve a specific problem encountered by a colleague at the middle of 2005. At that time, nobody would have dreamed that the product would have been so successful and attract so much media attention worldwide. Since its launch, the mosquito, trademark, has been totally redesigned and licensed to one of the world's largest fire and security equipment manufacturers and is now being rolled out internationally. So far, 2,500 units have been sold since December 2005. In addition, the nature of the product caught children's imaginations, and we are now supplying secret, adult-proof ringtones for mobile phones. Also, we have released a full-length dance track combining regular frequency melodies with a high-frequency melody that only kids can hear. This was done in response to the demand created by the release of the ringtone, which saw millions of hits on our website every day for several months. Thank you.
We have a demonstration. We need 7 volunteers from the audience to assist in doing this. You must be younger than 22 years of age. Do we have some volunteers who are younger than 22? Our minor domos will help to select. Our minor domos, please help to select the 7. Bring them up.
Here's 2.
The 7 Nobel laureates are assembling on stage with our 7 young volunteers. Please line up alternately, the 2 groups. Thank you. Are you all set? Okay, ears are all prepared and ready. Okay, stand tall. Let's begin. Thank you. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you. That's okay. Enough. Thank you. Those of the volunteers who can no longer hear much, let me tell you that the lawyers' delegation is up there. But since you couldn't hear the announcement, oh well. And now Act 2 of our mini-opera, Inertia Makes the World Go Round. Here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, Snookums. Here in Act 2, we meet the 2 sisters who live next door to the little boy. I'd better remind you about those 2 sisters. One sister never leaves the house, and the other sister is always running around. Yes, one sister is at rest, and she tends to stay at rest, and the other sister's in motion, and she tends to stay in motion. Yet the 2 girls enjoy each other's company. How? Easy. They are always conversing on their cellular telephones. Now let's join the 2 sisters, one at home, one running around, as they discuss their strange new neighbor.
Some stupid boy has just moved into the neighborhood. He's got some kind of fixation. He claims that he has more friends than any kid in the nation. He wants us to join the celebration.
Fawn over us, he wants us to. Fawn over him, we will not do. Fondle himself if he wants to. I couldn't give a flying fig.
I'll stay at home, that's where I'll hang out. No way I'll let him in the door. Let him chase you, run all about. He's like a bull, you a matador.
No way he can catch up to me. No way he isn't very fast. He's proud of being fully fast. That boy's so slow. I am aghast.
That boy's a slow one, but he's aggressive. I think that his genes may be recessive.
He'll want to push us, he'll want to shove us, and if he does, say bring it on.
That stupid boy who just moved into the neighborhood could be he'll try to attract us. But try as he might, the most he can do is distract us. Let him ignore him if we can.
Gina Beck, the Acoustics Prize, the Ig Nobel, Acoustics Prize is awarded to D. Lynn Halpern of Harvard Vanguard Medical and Brandeis University and Northwestern University, and to Randolph Blake of Vanderbilt University and Northwestern, and to James Hillenbrand of Western Michigan University and Northwestern for conducting experiments to learn why people dislike the sound of fingernails scraping on a blackboard. Go for it.
We are delighted that our seminal discovery, published 20 years ago, has been selected for an Ig Nobel Prize.
We ask a simple question about a universal human reaction. Why does the sound of fingernails on a chalkboard make us cringe?
We imagine that this sound's shrillness could be chalked up to the high-frequency components in the acoustic signal produced by this grating action.
However, that's not the case. We actually removed the high frequencies from the sound, and our volunteers still found it aversive. And in fact, it turns out to be the mid-range frequencies which give us the chills.
These, by the way, are the same frequencies that are essential for speech perception. But it was our speculation that really made people cringe.
The sound waves produced by scratching fingernails on a chalkboard strongly resemble the vocalizations of non-human primate warning cries. So we reckon that it's a vestigial reaction. When we hear that sound, we get frightened.
So our paper became famous, or perhaps infamous, not because of what we did, but because of what we speculated.
In any event, we're delighted that the Ig Nobel Prize is honoring this chilling discovery.
And we thank the Annals of Improbable Research for ensuring that this disquieting work will not be silenced.
We have a demonstration.
It's as bad as you think.
Wait a minute, I'm having a problem with this. Here. All right.
Hold that.
Thank you. Thank you. Now get set for something special, the 24/7 lectures. We have invited several of the world's top thinkers to tell us very briefly what they're thinking about. Each 24/7 lecturer will explain her or his subject twice. First, a complete technical description in 24 seconds, and then a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. The 24-second time limit will be enforced by our referee, Mr. John Barrett. Mr. Barrett? Mr. Barrett, do you have any advice for our 24/7 lecturers?
Gentlemen, keep it clean.
Now, let's have the first group of 24/7 lectures. Will the perpetual motion specialists please bar the doors? The first 24/7 lecture will be delivered by Professor Missy Cummings, Director of the Humans and Automation Lab at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Her topic, automobile safety. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
In-vehicle telematics can significantly load the visual channel, resulting in structural interference which can negatively impact driving performance. Cognitive load disrupts recognition memory, resulting in longer latencies to perturbations of the driving ecology, as well as trajectories that violate critical safety boundaries. Telematic interaction degrades the encoding and transferring of foveated.
And now a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Don't talk, don't email, just drive.
The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by Frank Wilczek, the Hermann Feshbach Professor of Physics at MIT and a Nobel laureate in physics. His topic, dark matter. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Everything we're familiar with is made up of quarks, gluons, photons, and electrons. But something else is holding galaxies together, and something else again is blowing the universe apart. The part we understand is 5% of the total. Maybe the rest is axions, maybe photinos, maybe something else. I hope to live to see the day when we find out what it is.
And now, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
What you see isn't what you get.
The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by Dr. Benoit Mandelbrot, Sterling Professor of Mathematical Sciences Emeritus at Yale University, IBM Fellow Emeritus at the Thomas J. Watson Research Center. Professor Mandelbrot invented the branch of mathematics called fractal geometry. His topic, fractals. First, a complete technical description in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
Let X be a metric space. And let me define Hausdorff measure and Hausdorff dimension. Don't let me. It has very little to do with the story. In fact, Hausdorff dimension was discovered by a man named Bezikovich. It was a very funny...
And now, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Beautiful, damn hard, increasingly useful, that's fractals.
The Mathematics Prize. The Ig Nobel Mathematics Prize is awarded to Nick Svensson and Piers Barnes of the Australian Commonwealth Scientific and Research Organization for calculating the number of photographs you must take to almost ensure that nobody in a group photo will have their eyes closed.
Thank you. If you've ever wielded the camera at an important family function, you know how hard it is to get a picture when no one's blinking. I'm a writer and reluctant photographer at Australia's premier scientific research organisation, CSIRO, so I figured there had to be someone, somewhere, who could do the maths and do me a rule of thumb. That someone was physicist Piers Barnes. After I overcame his initial inertia and provided, thank you, and provided some base data, he gave up a few lunch hours and did the calculation.
We're very proud to have made a gross oversimplification of what is a very complex psychological and physiological problem. And we've backed it up with virtually no empirical data. Until now, that is. For the record, for groups of less than 20 people, you divide the number of people by 3 if there's good light or you've got a flash. If it's bad light, divide the number of people by 2. Now, last of all, I'd like to thank the many people who posed for our photos in the staff canteen. These include Bruce Anderson, Bruce Belford, Sheila Carlisle, Bruce Davidson, Sheila Edwards,
The Literature Prize. The Ig Nobel Literature Prize is awarded this year to Daniel Oppenheimer of Princeton University for his report, Consequences of Erudite Vernacular, Utilized Irrespective of Necessity. Problems using long words needlessly.
My research shows that conciseness is interpreted as intelligence. So, thank you.
We must warn you, we have been asked to warn you that there will soon be a loud bang sound. Please give your attention to Nobel laureate Dudley Hirschbach.
It is my pleasure to invite you to enjoy another moment of science.
The Medicine Prize. The Ig Nobel Medicine Prize is awarded this year to Francis M. Fesmeyer of the University of Tennessee College of Medicine for his medical case report, Termination of Intractable Hiccups with Digital Rectal Massage. And to Majid Odeh, Harry Bassan, and Ari Olivan of B'nai Zion Medical Center in Haifa, Israel, for their subsequent medical case report, also titled Termination of Intractable Hiccups with Digital Rectal Massage.
Thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here at my old alma mater, class of 1981. When I first learned that I'd won the Nobel Prize Award for Medicine, I assumed it was for my 18 years of research in cardiac patients. I immediately booked airline and hotel reservations for Stockholm. However, on the following week, Mark Abrams explained to me that I did not win the Nobel Prize for Medicine, but I won the Ig Nobel Prize for Medicine. My first reaction was shock, followed by depression. But then my oldest son, Forrest Fesmeyer, said, "Cheer up, Dad. Just think. It's sort of like winning a Darwin Award, but you don't have to actually die to get the award." On that note, I realized it is truly an honor to be recognized as being the first person ever to terminate intractable hiccups with digital rectal massage. For those of you in the audience who would wish to perform this maneuver at home, you can purchase Dr. Fran's Anti-Hiccup Kit. It contains gloves, KY jelly, and detailed instructions on proper finger technique. It is medically proven and comes with a disclaimer: the company is not responsible for spread of genital warts or other sexually transmitted diseases if one chooses not to wear the glove. My youngest son, Hunter Fesmeyer, and I will be passing out free samples at the end of this show. Thank you.
We have a demonstration. The V-chip monitor has halted the demonstration. And now Act 3 of our mini-opera, Inertia Makes the World Go Around. Here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, Cupcake. In Act 3, the boy comes up with a clever idea. He will lure the girls into coming over to see him. His secret weapon, music. Let's watch as the boy plays a song on his favorite musical instrument.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll charm the sisters with my music. I know girls like to move to music. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I know how funny this might sound, that I make my own kind of music. I doggedly compose my music. I do the dog work on my own. I do percussion using skin and bone. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. No other instrument will do. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. I love the sound and so do you. To watch me play. Girls like to watch kids who make music. Well, I'm a kid who makes some music. I know you want to watch me play. It sounds much better right up close. It's intimate, my kind of music. But far away, it's just plain music. But it's a very special sound. There's nothing like it, this boy and his hound. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. No other instrument will do. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. Beat out that rhythm and a dog. I love the sound and so do you.
Pierre Fontaine. Will the perpetual motion specialist bar the doors? The second and final round of 24/7 lectures is about to begin. The next 24/7 lecture will be delivered by Irene Pepperberg, Director of the Alex Foundation and researcher at Brandeis University and at Harvard University. Professor Pepperberg teaches parrots and humans to communicate with each other. Her topic, gray parrots. First, a complete technical description of the subject in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
For 30 years, I've used a modeling technique to establish communicative competence with Psittacus erythicus. They can identify color, shapes, matter, and numbers. We study communicative competence, transitive inference, stimulus equivalence. They understand concepts of bigger, smaller, same, different, and absence. We also study mutual exclusivity and conjunctive recursive tasks.
And now, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
Parrots use English to demonstrate exceptional intelligence.
The final 24/7 lecture will be delivered by William Lipscomb, the Abbott and James Lawrence Professor of Chemistry Emeritus at Harvard and a Nobel laureate in chemistry, and also Irene Pepperberg's graduate school advisor. His topic, inertia. First, a complete technical description in 24 seconds. On your mark, get set, go.
When I was approached, it occurred to me to talk about the Higgs mechanism, how particles get their mass, which of course gives them inertia. However, it's too complicated to present. So I come back to the physiological effects only, and I went to sleep. I woke up.
And now, a clear summary that anyone can understand in 7 words. On your mark, get set, go.
And I found inertia makes me go back to sleep.
The Physics Prize. The Ig Nobel Physics Prize this year is awarded to Basile Odoli and Sebastian Newkirk of the Université Pierre et Marie Curie in Paris for their insights into why, when you bend dry spaghetti, it often breaks into more than 2 pieces.
So we've done everything with spaghetti. We painted it, we bent it, and we crushed it without mercy. We've shot nasty video of it.
But in fact, we met a great discovery. When you release a bent spaghetti, it bends harder. Yes, when you release curvature, you get more curvature.
Now, spaghetti are pretty useless. It's time for real-world applications. Give your money to your friends. You'll get even more money back. Let your wife go. Many women will come back to you.
Well, yes, but this phenomena can have its drawbacks. For example, you do yoga, you let the pressure go, and you get more stress. Or even, you let your wife go, but she comes back with her mother. Thank you.
Now we have a demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare your laboratory equipment. On the count of 3, I will commence with the number 1. 1, 2, 3. And now it's time for the Win a Date with a Nobel Laureate contest. And here is Karen Hopkin to tell us about our laureate.
Thank you, Snookums. You've seen him before with his hat and his broom. Now he's our Win-A-Date prize, and he is va-va-voom. Professor Roy Glauber won the Nobel Prize in Physics last year for his ability to predict the strange behavior of photons, the particles that make up light. The son of a traveling salesman, Roy enjoys stargazing, playing with his grandchildren, and teaching freshmen how to enjoy a rainbow on every possible level. If you've ever wondered how many theoretical physicists it takes to screw in a light bulb, then Roy is the man for you. Let's give a warm Win-A-Date welcome to Roy Glauber.
Okay, let's see which lucky audience member will win a date with this Nobel laureate. When you entered the hall, the ushers handed you an attractive printed program. Pick it up, turn to page 5. You'll see a picture of Roy Glauber. If your picture of Roy Glauber is covered with a peel-off picture of Roy Glauber, then you've won a date with this Nobel laureate. Come on up and claim your prize. If anyone else wants to join them. I didn't mean that. Okay, break it up, gang. All right, there is a time and a place. If I may. The Chemistry Prize. The Ig Nobel Chemistry Prize is awarded this year to Antonio Mulet, Jose Javier Benedito, and Jose Bon of the University of Valencia, Spain, and Carmen Rosselló of the University of Illes Balears in Palma de Mallorca, Spain, for their study, ultrasonic velocity in cheddar cheese as affected by temperature. The winners could not join us this evening, so they sent their acceptance speech on video. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the name of the authors and myself, I would like to thank the jury for considering that we deserve this award, and also to apologize for not being able to attend the ceremony. When we started working with cheese and ultrasonics, many people in the university used to ask me, "What are you trying to do?" And I used to answer them that we were studying whether the cheese pieces were pregnant or not. When we really found that no baby was coming and ultrasonics could be used to assess cheese texture and maturity, we got very happy, but also concerned about the need of determining the influence of the temperature of the cheese samples on the ultrasonic velocity measurements. That was the reason to carry out our work with cheddar cheese. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
We have a demonstration. Thank you. And now the final prize of the evening, the Biology Prize. The Ig Nobel Biology Prize this year is awarded to Bart Knowles of Wageningen Agricultural University in the Netherlands and the National Institute for Medical Research in Tanzania and the International Atomic Energy Agency in Vienna, Austria, and to Ruud de Jong of Wageningen University and of Santa Maria degli Angeli in Italy for showing that the female malaria mosquito, Anopheles gambiae, is attracted equally to the smell of Limburger cheese and to the smell of human feet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
As a young boy, I hated feet. Just wiggling toes at me had me running for dear life. As a teenager, I first found out that cheese smells after feet rather than the reverse. As a PhD student, I was thrilled to find out that olfaction in humans, our smell, is actually comparable to olfaction in mosquitoes. As a son, I have to thank my parents for feeding my right brain more than my left. As a parent, I don't know which half to feed in my own kids. As a husband, I have to apologize to my wife, Inge, she's not here with me, for putting her naked under a net and releasing mosquitoes into it. And as a human being, I must say that I'm appalled by the political inertia displayed by governments all around the world to try and defeat malaria, which kills a child in Africa every 30 seconds. Beat malaria and eat Limburger. Thank you.
Before we finish up with the conclusion of the opera and the conclusion of the evening, we remind you to join us, if you can, this Saturday afternoon at MIT at 1 o'clock, when the new winners will give free public lectures to explain, if they can, what they did and why they did it. We'll also have a couple of other very brief 2-minute talks, one of them by Ig Nobel winner Kees Muliker, who will briefly explain both the story of that homosexual necrophiliac duck and the story of another, perhaps even more curious bird. Saturday, 1 o'clock, MIT in the Stata Center, and it's free. And now, the final act of our mini-opera, Inertia Makes the World Go Round. Our singers will be joined by the Nobel laureates and the other distinguished scientists whom you see here on our stage. Here is our narrator, Karen Hopkin.
Thank you, Snuggle Bunny. Despite the boy's best wishes, the girls never did visit him. But the boy cannot stand being ignored. So now, at last, here in the concluding act of the opera, the boy does something drastic, something he thought he would never do. He goes over to the girls' house and, yes, talks to them. All the neighborhood children, played tonight by the Nobel laureates and other distinguished scientists, gather round to see what will happen. Let's join them.
I'm a popular guy, a real popular guy, us popular guys. We're smart and we're wise. I know you agree. Follow me.
I don't know if I just say why. What you say sounds like it's not quite sound. You're a popular kind of guy. Do you know what makes a world go round?
Inertia, I've heard of that. Yes, inertia, I've heard of that. Yes, inertia, I've heard of that. Yes, inertia, I've heard of that.
Inertia, that's your secret strength. Inertia lets you go to any length in little things and on the whole. Inertia always keeps control. Inertia!
Inertia gives me thrills. Its thrillingness is unsurpassed.
Inertia!
I love inertia, oh yes. I'm an enthusiast.
You go ahead, you lead the way. Go off to war, go join Opus Day.
Go off to Mars or Timbuktu. Go hope inertia makes your dreams come true.
Inertia!
I've got inertia. I've got inertia.
Inertia.
I've got inertia. Oh, yes.
Gina Beck, Margot Button, Pierre Fontaine, our pianist, Scott Nicholas, and the scientists. And now, Professor Helen Haste will give the traditional Ig Nobel goodbye, goodbye speech.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's honor all of the people who put this ceremony together. Back there, up there, all around there. And now, would the Ig Nobel Prize winners and the Nobel laureates and the 24/7 lecturers please gather at the front of the stage for a pointless photo opportunity? Whack your hands together and shower them with self-esteem. Thank you. Thank you. If you would like to stay for a couple of moments and help us clean up this mess, please do. Now, on behalf of the Harvard-Radcliffe Science Fiction Association and the Harvard-Radcliffe Society of Physics students, especially from all of us at the Annals of Improbable Research, please remember this final thought. If you didn't win an Ig Nobel Prize this year, and especially if you did, better luck next year. Thank you.